I'm Kevin Devine, and this is Devine Encounters, and here is another great celebrity interview. Mr. Tamer Hassan.
Yes, sir.
How do you do?
You?
Kevin Devine for Devine Encounters.
Good to see you again.
What brings you into London today? What have you been up to?
We've actually got a production office here. This is Emma. Come and say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Emma.
Assistant. I'm actually now, as you probably know or heard, I live in Los Angeles. So I'm back. I wrote a film for me and Danny Dyer called Player, which we're here now putting into production, and we're going to shoot it. It's about 2 football agents, and it's a lot of fun. It's basically, if you like what me and Danny do, it's basically the business,
Yeah.
Dead Man Running, and the football factory all laid into one. It's a lot of fun.
This sounds really interesting.
It's actually, someone did actually say it feels a little bit like Cape Fear meets Jerry Maguire, because there's a revenge story, and it's quite funny because me and Danny kind of fall out in it. Normally we're mates and it's a lads culture thing, but we fall out in it, and then I can't say too much, but it's about football agents, very current. I've got a lot of Premiership footballers in it that are dying to do it, colour meanings attached, but that's all I can give you at the moment.
No, that's fair
she's
enough.
looking at me as if I'm going to kill you.
We might have a wee bit of a
She's
scoop
looking at
here,
us, I'm
actually.
going to kill you.
It's all right, Emma. We won't ask too much. We obviously know you. You've mentioned you're over in LA now. You've mentioned some of the great flicks that you've been in.
Sure.
And this it's a camaraderie you have with Danny as well. And you,
Well, he's my best mate in real
Yeah.
life. You know, it's easy to put me and him
Yeah.
together in a movie, and you know, our demographic and the public not to love it.
Yeah.
You know.
Because you're standing beside you here physically. I've interviewed you before in the radio.
Yes.
So obviously, but standing here, you're quite a big physical guy.
Yeah, I'm a big lump.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess about with me.
No,
you know.
absolutely
I prefer
not.
a right-hander.
I was going to ask about that because, as well as acting,
Yeah.
you know, these physical roles sort of things.
Sure.
You're a boxer in real life.
I was, not
Yeah.
anymore. I'm a little bit too old now, but I was undefeated as an amateur. So I did, and I had I was heavily involved in Elton Boxing Club for a long time. Steve Barrett obviously was a top trainer there. Henry Cooper's old club. I gave them a home above my football club. Sadly, it's gone now. They took it off of us. But you know, I spent a lot of time there. We've got the Hollywood Fight Club in LA. Kevin Bruton, who's a good friend of mine, he's 5-time kickboxing world champion, and we hold boxing classes every Saturday morning just for the boys.
Yeah.
You know, they go out on a Friday night and then they, hello son, you all right mate? I don't know him from Adam, but you've got to say hello.
But you are really well recognised now, and it has been this string of things. You mentioned the football, you've mentioned the drugs and the rock and roll,
Yeah.
all these Brit films and
Yeah.
things. But you can actually bring this physicality to a role.
You know what it is? I'm a great believer. People talk about typecasting. I don't believe in typecasting. I believe in working. That's the first thing. Secondly, is I used to run nightclubs and restaurants, so a lot of the lads frequented my places, and I know how it works. It isn't always about talking out the side of your mouth. All right, son, lovely, 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 wearing silly pinstripe suits. I think what I try and bring is a reality to these villains that I play, and everyone I've played has been different. I've played Pat Tate in Bonded by Blood, which is a true story. I've depicted his life. I played Tony Bowles in Cassie's life story, and these guys, from which I know, 9 times out of 10, they don't want to kill or hurt anybody. It's just business. And they sit around the table. They're probably the most educated people you'll meet. They've got so much class. They have stately homes. They love their wives and kids. And for them, it's just about the money. It's what they do. It's the life that they've chose. But if you sit around the table with people like Freddie Foreman and these guys, they're the funniest, most intelligent, fun-loving people you could ever be around. And when it comes to the business, it's like anything. A real estate man, he will take you to court.
Yeah.
You try and nick a property off him or scud him on a deal, he's going to take it to court. These are going to take you to court in another way.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But apart from that, they're the funniest people in the world. And I try and bring that to these roles, rather than sort of doing the usual, you know what I mean, all right, son, I'm going to fucking kill you, but bring a bit of reality to it. And every character is different. Freddie ain't the same as Reggie Cray. Reggie Cray ain't the same as Knight. They're all different characters. So I try and look at these characters and try and give them a backstory and try and portray them on somebody that I know. And I think that's the reality of it, because a lot of my demographic is men, 90% probably men, and every time they see me, they go, please keep doing them, because you do them so well. You bring Charlie, the playboy, out of business.
Great part.
But look at him. He did one shooting.
Yeah.
He never hit anybody.
Yeah.
He didn't slag his wife off. He was just the most lovable rogue you could ever want to be. There's a scene in that, and a lot of it you've got to kind of do yourself. When I turn up at the pool, and my girlfriend jumps out, and she says, "You can't ball, blah, 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 can't," screams and shouts at me. There was a whole monologue there of me absolutely ripping her to pieces. And I actually said, I don't want to do it. Because if I do it, I'll lose the female audience.
Yeah.
I think it's cooler just to smile and go, drive on.
Yeah.
See you later. You're out. Do you see what I'm saying? And it works, because if I got £1 for everybody that called me a cardboard cut-out cunt, I wouldn't have to work ever again.
Sure.
So, you know, you bring these beautiful things into these movies that are memorable.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how big or small the role is, make it memorable. And I say this to a lot of actors. I want to be the lead man, I want to be the lead man. The Football Factory, you probably remember Millwall Fred more than you do anyone else. I had 8 scenes in that movie. 8 scenes, that's it. Spread across the movie, but 8 scenes that were memorable. When Millwall Fred turns up, you're like, oh shit, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know? And even when I had Danny in the toilet, Danny said to me, "You're going to rip me, ain't you?" I never tell him what. I never tell him anything.
Really?
And I said, I might.
Yeah.
And you can see you could see it in his face. Something's but I don't do a thing, do I?
Yeah.
You've had a touchy little mug and walk off, because the tension gets so high in there with them big boys that I've got in there. You just take it to that level, don't you? I mean, you just keep that pot boiling.
Yeah.
Keep the pot boiling and don't let the lid fly off.
Yeah.
Because if that pot's boiling, people are waiting for it to explode, and they'll sit there watching it till it explodes. But if you keep that on top of that lid and it's boiling, then you're captivating people.
Brilliant.
You know?
I have to say, but that has been like a masterclass there on how you get into the roles and into the headspace.
And I've not done one day in drama school.
No.
Not one day in drama school, off of life's experiences. Bob Hoskins said to me, I did a film, I kind of jumped into it, and I was very lucky that I had 5 big movies, all came out in the first month. And everyone, it was like, where the fuck did he come from? You know, go on YouTube, Nick Love, this man's powerful, he's a movie star, he's this, that and the other. This is Camilla.
I'm his manager.
Hello Camilla, how do you do? My name's Kevin. How are you?
I did an interview for him before. Hang on, let me just...
Sorry, I'll give you my card, Camilla. My name's Kevin Devine. It's for Devine Encounters.
You set up an interview with me before for the radio.
I've spoken to Tamer on the radio before.
Absolutely,
madam.
Sweet.
Isn't that wonderful, by the way, protecting your interests?
I know, I'm really sorry.
No, absolutely not. We don't edit this, by the way, so you're going to appear as well.
Well, at least you know you looked after. 15
Fantastic.
Years,
Quite right too. Quite right too.
You see that?
By the way,
As big as and hard as I am, terrified. Did you see me? I went like a little. What? It's all right. He's a friend of mine.
She's
He's
brilliant.
a friend of mine. No,
She was brilliant.
No, they're very good.
She's great.
She's not actually managing me anymore. She's producing my movies now. She found me, and you know, I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah.
But just going back to what I was saying about Bob and about this whole acting thing. I did a film called Unleashed, Danny the Dog, Morgan Freeman, Jet Li and Bob Hoskins. Bob Hoskins took me under his wing, and he was probably the biggest mentor and the biggest lesson I've ever had. And it got to the stage where I started getting paranoid. Hello, how you doing? You're right. It got to the stage where I started getting paranoid about, am I going to get found out? You have these vulnerabilities.
Sure.
Because I haven't been trained. And I said to Bob, I think I should go to drama school. He said to me, if you go to drama school, you're going to lose every quality you've got. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, you've already got a natural gift. You're very still. Your eyes portray, speak volumes. If you go to drama school, you'll ruin what you've got. What do you mean by that, Bob? Because you don't know, it makes you fearless. And you just do it.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. You know what I mean? And I went, brilliant. He went, do not go to drama school. Not saying that drama school's a bad thing by any means. But if you go now, you have a big chance of destroying what you've got. Stay fearless, stay not knowing, and that's what's giving you your brilliance. But he said to me, tread the boards, go get your stripes.
Right.
Tread the boards and go get your stripes. Sort some men out from the boys. You know what I mean? So there it is. I haven't treaded the boards yet. I did a little bit. I did a little something before, but not really treaded the boards as such, because, you know, thank God I haven't had time. But I will do it. I will go on the stage and do something spectacular when the time's right.
I really look forward to that. You mentioned earlier you've shifted to LA now.
Yeah.
What is the whole Hollywood thing like?
Listen, you know what it is? I love Hollywood. It's not as glamorous as what people think, trust
Right.
me. It's lovely to be there. There's no place like home. I'm a Caesars man. I love the cold, I love dressing up, I love wearing layers and coats, as you can see. And I go to LA and it's great, but I tell you what, when I come home, I'm so excited and so happy. There's no place like London, there's no place like the UK, man, I've got to tell you. No place like it. But look, I think it was a transitional period in my life where I've kind of done about 40 movies now, and I've cornered the market and I do what I do, you know, if not as good, better, if not as good as most of them. I've kind of cornered that De Niro market here. And do it well. But if you want to do bigger things, if you want to give yourself a chance to get on the world stage, you have to be there. You know, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. It's a move that you have to do it, you know, and I felt that. I went there, I did a movie which is due to be released here called The Double with Richard Gere and Martin Sheen, a four-hander spy movie. I did another one with Val Kilmer and 50 Cent again called Blood Out, which was a huge success. I've got a recurring role in NCIS, 22 million people. I'm actually flying out on Thursday to shoot again. They've brought me back 4 times. 22 million people watch NCIS. It's the highest watched show.
Fabulous series.
You know, and I love it. And I play a character called Aga Bayar, who is a Turkish arms dealer.
Right, okay.
And it was hilarious. When I got the breakdown, my manager rang me. He said, "Listen, there's a breakdown there, and they've asked to see you." I said, "Is it an offer?" He said, "Well, you've got to go and read."
Oh, yeah.
I said, "Well, who else is going to fucking play it? Who else is it? How many Turkish fucking actors do you know?" He went, "None." I said, "Well, tell him to fucking offer then." He went, "No, you've got to read." So I went in and read and blew him away, and it was great.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was actually just for a one-off show, and the writers and the producers liked what I was doing, and they keep bringing me back, which is fantastic.
And it is one of my favourite series as
Yes,
well.
it's brilliant.
I'm one of the 22 million whatever viewers around the world.
There you go.
And finally, just before I let you go, you're a football fan.
I am.
Which team?
Millwall.
Millwall. You go down the
For all
new
my
den.
sins, I'm there as much as I can.
Yeah.
I'm there as much as I can. I do slip in to watch any Premiership game, I've got to tell you, and it's quite funny. I was Millwall Fred in the football factory. Every time I go to a game, people are like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" "I'm just here to watch a game of football, mate." "Well, what for?" "Well, you know, I like David Beckham and Tottenham's playing Real Madrid or whatever it is, and I just want to go." Harry's a friend of mine. I go down to Tottenham and I watch a game there, and you know, I go down to Chelsea because Ashley Cole and a few of the boys are friends of mine. Rio's a friend of mine. I go to Man United. If I'm up in Manchester, can I grab a game? But it's hilarious. Every time I go, "What the fuck are you doing here?" "Just watching a game of football, mate." "But you're a fucking Millwall supporter." "I know."
And quite right too.
I know, but I'm just there to watch a game of fucking football. I like watching quality football, you know. So, but there it is. I'm a Millwall supporter for my sins, and I love them.
Brilliant. Big man, you've been tremendous today.
Anytime.
And I really wish you the best of luck with all the stuff in America. The brand new movie, which you can't tell us any more about, but I wish you the best of luck with it. If we want to find out online, do you do the Twitter thing? Do you do the Facebook thing?
Do you know, I actually don't.
No?
But there are sites out there that say they're me. There's these Twitter pages, quite funny. People said about this Twitter stuff, and there's people out there, and the dialogue they're using is hilarious. I mean, they're talking like, "Oh, cockles and whelks, yeah, sweet, lovely, I'll smash them all up." Don't fucking
Is it like a bad script?
Oh, it's hilarious, mate. It's hilarious. You know
But you've got your own website, I believe.
I have a website. Yeah, I've got a website. It's actually being redone now. TamerHassan.com. They're rebuilding it now. But look, I try and keep out of the press. I try and behave myself. I've been married 21 years. My son's 20. My daughter's 14. I love them dearly. And if you're going to see me, hopefully it's about movies and not not for anything bad.
Big man, you've been tremendous.
Pleasure.
It's been a real pleasure
really.
today.
I mean it.
And
Anytime. When is it going up?
We will now. We can cut there, can't we? No, we're not. We will put this up within 4 or 5 days.